She's not being hungry. She's been like that all the way up. We've driven for how many hours?
Coming on 6.
6 hours. We've stopped halfway and we've had a 3-hour walk, and she's been out for a little run.
3-hour walk?
3-hour drive. And when we stopped, we took her out for a little walk, and she's had a wee and a poo. But she doesn't like being in the car, so she puts her head up like that. And every now and again I open the window like that. And it fluffs up her hair a little bit, but she still doesn't move. But we're nearly home, so she'll be excited about not being home, stopping with her granny for a week or two. Hi everybody. The camera might not be very good because I'm taking this from my laptop, so please excuse me if the quality is not very good. I'm trying to get this out. It's Friday. It is 9:15. Whether I get this out today, tonight or tomorrow, I'm not sure, but I just thought I haven't seen you for 2 weeks, I think it is, since I posted my last video. I have done a couple of little shorts, what you call YouTube shorts, that we've started introducing. Well, there's not been much happening here at the moment because we've come into the end of the school half term, which is a week. And we've had, last weekend we went down to my daughter's and we stopped in a hotel for the weekend for 2 nights. And then we picked up her dog. She and her family are off on holiday to Morocco. And so we've got the dog. And long story, we went down to stop in the hotel. It's the same hotel as we usually stop in. But I'm walking into the hotel with my basket. I have a shopping basket, and I had my laptop in, and my laptop is quite big. I've got 2 laptops, a small one that would fit in nicely, and a big one that kind of I have to put on end into my basket. So I was leading the way, and I pushed the door open of the hotel door, the entrance rather. I pushed the entrance door open, and then just fell flat on my face. And managed to, because this hand was carrying the basket, managed to pad this arm with on the basket. This arm landed flat like that, and my wrist was killing me. And then I landed on my bad knee. So the left side was the hand and the knee. And the assistant manager came flying to the door, and she said, "Oh, are you all right?" And I said, I couldn't move. I was just kind of laid on the floor. And I said, "Yes." And so his lordship was behind me. And he says, "What on earth are you doing?" So he helped me they both helped me to get up. I just could not get up. I just landed so badly. And my wrist didn't half hurt. And my knee hurt. I didn't think I'd broken anything, but it was just the way I'd landed had really hurt. And so the lady kept saying, "Are you sure you're okay?" And I kept saying fine. And then because there was something going on that evening that my daughter we couldn't go straight to my daughter, so we decided to have an evening meal. So when we got there to sit down for an evening meal, she kept coming over and said, "Are you sure you're all right? Are you sure you're all right?" And I'm going, yes, it just hurts a little bit, but I'm fine. The reason why we ate in the restaurant was because my daughter and my granddaughter have been going to singing lessons. My daughter's learning to play the guitar, and she's singing. She can't sing, but she's been going to singing lessons, and the granddaughter has. And that evening, they were having an open evening. And the open evening was all sorts of people were there. And some of them couldn't sing, bless them, but they were really wonderful. And the whole audience that were there cheered them on. It was family and friends that were there. So we had gone down, not knowing about this, but my daughter said, "Why don't you come?" And we went. Thoroughly enjoyed it. His lordship had been talking, who was sat beside me, had been talking about possibly going for singing lessons. And having seen what happened, he said, "I really want to go to singing lessons," because he can sing, but he's never let me hear him sing. I'm going to go sideways there with a story about his lordship, which I may have already told you. So forgive me if I have, if I'm repeating myself. Since I met his lordship, every time we went out, every time we started singing, generally in the car, I would be singing along and he'd always go, "Wagga, wagga, ooh, ooh, wagga, wagga, ooh, wagga, wagga." And I kept saying, "Why don't you just sing properly instead of using those stupid words?" And he said, "Because I can't sing." So I said, "Well, okay, but you sound as if you can sing." And then times when he was upstairs and he was singing away on his guitar, and I was downstairs, or I'd come upstairs and I could hear him. He can sing, but he for some reason he lacked the confidence to sing in front of me. So anyway, when we were clearing his mum's house out, which we still continue to do because it's gone on forever, when we were clearing his mother's house out, he brought some videos home. And he says, "I've got a video converter. I can put them onto, what did he say? You could put them onto USBs. That was it. Or you could put them onto his computer and then transfer them to USBs." So he put them, he'd apparently, I left him to it, and he was playing these tapes. And then he came up, he said, "Come and see this, come and see this." So he called me upstairs and he's playing this tape to me, and we're watching it. It's about 30 minutes long. And it goes along and it carries on. And then it comes to a bit where it's his son's 18th birthday. Mother-in-law has a camera and she's filming everything. They're in the garden, lots of people in the garden, all the relatives, all the friends, his son's friends and all are there. And she's filming it all. And then she goes into the house with a camera, filming the camera, taking it in. And there's his lordship sat on the floor with a guitar, singing songs with everybody around joining in. And my jaw just dropped and I said, "You have got to be joking." And he said, "What do you mean?" I said, "You've got to be joking." I said, "You will not sing in front of me like that, but you will sing in front of all those people." And he said, "But I was younger then." And I said, "Never mind about that. You can sing. What's all this I can't sing thing and wagga wagga ooh ooh?" So since then I've been saying, "You can sing. You just need to have a bit more confidence." So then he was saying, "I think I'll go for singing lessons." So I said, "Right, go for singing lessons. Do that. But, you got to do something." So anyway, back to this evening that we went to see. He was impressed by them all singing. And our granddaughter sang. It was a song that I don't really know by Rihanna. But she sang it quite well. She sang it well, I thought. Everybody cheered, and his lordship thought it was fantastic. And then my daughter was singing a song, and she was saying on the phone, she says, "I hope they all join in, because it needs a chorus. It needs people joining in." So she did it as well, and it went very well. The only thing I was filming from the back, and I had my camera. I was kind of sat here with my camera here. And my phone, and I was trying to get there on this one and on this one, and every time I tried to take a picture, I'm filming away, and I wanted to tell her, just because she was standing singing to the pianist, and I kept wanting to say, "Come, turn this way and face the audience," but she never caught my eye. So I'm standing there kind of going. Anyway, it was a very nice evening. Came away thoroughly enjoying it. an older lady sang a song by Leanne Rimes called Borrowed. I'd never heard of it before, but she was singing it. She had a voice as if she'd smoked a lot of cigarettes in her life. And but having said that, it was a lovely, lovely, rich voice that you had.
But you're borrowed, only borrowed. Do you tell her that you love her like you do me? Do you make love to her the way you make love to me? Well, I keep myself alone in case you call tonight. Oh, it's pathetic how I lie around and wait all the damn time.
And when she was singing this song, I was just in tears with it. I just thought it was so. I just thought the song, the lyrics were wonderful. And when at the end, when we were leaving the building, I said, I loved that song you were singing. What was it called? And she said, oh, it was Borrowed by Leanne Rimes. I'd never heard of her, except I've just recently heard her latest one, which is called Spacecraft, I think it is. Anyway, I said, it's really lovely. And she said, you're not from down here. And I said, no, I'm not. I'm from up north. I'm from originally from Northumberland, now living in Durham. And she said, oh, I'm from just Concert, which is in between. So I said, well, I said, these northern people, they can sing.
All along it was a fever. Yeah. A cold sweat, hard-headed believer. I threw my hands in the air, said, show me something. He said, if you dare, come a little closer. Round and around and around and around we go. Oh, now, tell me now, tell me now, tell me now, you know. Not really sure how to feel about it. Something in the way you move makes me feel like I can't live without you. It takes me all the way. I want you to stay. The only one who could ever teach me was the son of a preacher man. The only one who could ever teach me was the son of a preacher man. 'Cause he was. The only one who could ever teach me was the son of a preacher man. The only one who could ever teach me was the son of a preacher man. The only one who could ever teach me was the son of a preacher man. The only one who could ever teach me was the son of a preacher man.
And we went, because we were cheering and I was doing that. This wrist was in total pain by the end of the night. So I said, oh, I've got to take I've got to take some Nurofen. So I took some Nurofen, went to bed, and it wasn't black or blue. The thing was, neither that nor my leg went black or blue. So it wasn't black or blue. And so I thought, well, if it's not black or blue, I don't think I've broken it or anything. And so anyway, the couple of Nurofen, next day, woke up, it was a bit tender, but it was a lot better. And I thought, well, it's obviously not that bad, because on the night, the Friday night, I was thinking, oh, tomorrow I'm going to have to go to the chemist and get something to strap it up with, because I found that it was more comfortable when I gripped it like that than when I let it flop. Not that you flop your hands very often. But so anyway, that went down well. And on the Saturday, what did we do on the Saturday? Oh, we went to Farnham, a town called Farnham, which his lordship has never been to, and I've been twice, so that was nice. And then in the evening we went for a meal to this lovely hotel. Well, we had stopped in the hotel a couple of years back, and what they've done is they've completely renovated, gutted the whole downstairs out and turned it into a fantastic restaurant. And then at the end of the evening I said to one of the waiters, I said, is it still a hotel? And they said, yes, we have, I think they said we'll have 17 rooms or 7, no, I think they said 17 rooms, whereas they used to have 40 or 50. And they just converted into a beautiful, beautiful restaurant. So I had a lovely meal there. And then the next morning, his lordship and I set off, went and picked up our little ladyship, the dog. And we set off fairly early, as in 10:30, 11 o'clock. And we came back with her ladyship. So there you go. I've probably bored you enough. I've got to put all this together because this little piece here, I am telling you this at the very end after all those other videos that I've recorded. So this is now Friday the 28th of October. Tomorrow night the clocks go back, so we get an extra hour of sleep in the UK. Yee! Which I quite like because I've been, last night, I was asleep last night and I suddenly dreamt that I have the, in normality, I have this habit of waking up in the middle of the night and sometimes going to the loo, but I do wake up. And when I wake up, I don't like to look at my watch. I like to work out in my head the time. And the reason why I do that is I can't remember, there's some film that I watched years and years ago. Was it 12, something like 12 honest men? Oh, I can't remember. Hang on a second. It was a film called 12 Angry Men. And I think Henry Fonda was in it. I may be wrong. But I'm associating this film with a lady who was a witness to whatever it was, because I really must watch the film again because I can't even remember the storyline. But I'm associating it to a lady, an old lady. The witness, one of the witnesses was an old lady who happened to say she knew the time of when she woke up. And they said, well, how can you know the time if you didn't have your glasses on? And she said, I always know what time it is. And so ever since then, I've always, when I wake up in the middle of the night, I always try to work out if I'm right. I'll say, it's 3:05. No, it's 7 minutes past 3. And then I'll wake up and then I'll look at my watch and I'll go, it'll say 10 past and I'm going, well, I wasn't far off. I do make the odd mistakes, but quite often I'm very good at working it out. Anyway, getting back to the storyline. Last night I was asleep and I was dreaming. And I dreamt that I'd woken up at 3 o'clock and I'd gone to the toilet for a wee. And then I dreamt that as I was coming out of the bathroom, I said to myself, subconsciously said to myself, or I muttered to myself, it's the witching hour. It's 3 o'clock. It's the witching hour. Now, whether the witching hour is 3 o'clock, I don't know. But for some reason, I said it's the witching hour. And in my dream, I suddenly heard our stairs go down and then they turn. I heard a clatter just on the turn. And at the same time, some force this is just still in my dream, some force grabbed my legs and pulled me to the floor on the landing. And I shouted, Brian, Brian! And the next thing I knew, because I thought, well, if it's going to pull me down the stairs, whatever it is around the corner is going to pull me down the stairs. And he woke up with a start, turned around, cuddled me and said, you're all right, what's the matter, are you okay? And I said, you didn't come quick enough. And when he woke up this morning, he says, what was all that about? He says, I thought you were having a heart attack. I said, no, and I told him what the dream was. And he said, what do you mean by I didn't come quick enough? I said, I thought you would have stopped me from falling and you weren't there. He said, well, I came as quick as you called me. So anyway, we just had a good laugh about that. But I'm not, I'm not fearful of anything now, but it was just a strange dream that I had. And then I suddenly when I went back to sleep, I completely forgot about it and started dreaming about something else. I'm a very vivid dreamer, and I love my dreams. I love going into my dreams. I love all the storylines. And when I wake up and tell him what I've dreamt about, he goes, "I can't believe what you dream." Right. At that, I'm going to leave you, and maybe it's next time I get to talk to you, because it's the end of the half term. Kids have all gone back. We've had 2 of them for 3 days, and then mum and dad came and joined us. And as I say, we went down to see my daughter. So it's been a busy old week. In fact, it's been a busy past months. And we feel like we've been treading in mud and not getting very far. So I'm hoping, I've said, how many times have I said this to you? I'm hoping that I can get back into the routine of vlogging again, getting a few things done. Word of warning, I do not think I'll be doing a Christmas Advent this time. I'm thinking possibly not, but I might do some YouTube shorts where each day I put a little short video on for you. And that might be what I do instead of putting a big one together. So anyway, I'm going to leave you. I'm going to love you, and I'm going to leave you, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.